to the top of the mountain to see the wise man there. And I asked him why this world we live in is filled with sorrow and care. And he looked me over and up and down, then he shook his head real slow. He said, son, you've come to the wrong man. That's one thing I sure don't know. Well, I stayed up there on the mountain a while to see what I could see. And I looked out over this whole wide world in its awesome majesty. But then my gaze fell down to the city and the fires and the smoke below. And I shook my head and asked myself, now where did our garden go? If you run to that wise old man up there, please say hello from me. But I won't be going with you, not in this or any year. 'Cause everything you see needs doing up there can only be done down here.
Spreading darkness and starlight. the grains and cracks of gray beneath my feet were smooth and dark the day they were laid down. The tan lines and white flakes heed their sheath. When I first wore these boots, they were even brown. The wear is on this world, you see it now. Stepping back in fear when our paths cross. The distance we carve with the furrow plow. Though we till no soil, leaving love to gather moss. We don't have to live here. Love leads no fallow land. Plant that mustard seed. Take me by the hand. Love is my road back to you, breaking our stone hearts in two. Let joy and despair wash on you. Love is my road back to you. The sun burns down the leafless land again. The hardened ground line like a puzzle's cracks. I swear I see the fruit hanging here when I close my eyes and run the future's tracks. We will not remain here. We need no barren sand. Plant that garden growth. Take me by the hand. Love is my road back to you, breaking our stone hearts in two. Let joy and despair wash on you. Love is my road back to you. Watching the haze turn to atmosphere, I swear our heartbeats will bring us here. We don't have to live here. Love needs no fallow land. Plant that mustard seed. Take me by the hand. Love is my road back Let joy and despair wash on you. Love is my road back to you.
She has no reason to be grateful. She has no argument to lose. She is not trumpeting her statements. She only came here to be used. You were carnal and suggestive, full of booze and small blue pills. You'll provide her with breakfast and a taxi back to the hills. But she's much prouder than your ardor. She has a grace that you can't see. She comes here without hint of favor. She'll never worship on her knees. And if you need her, she will hold you, both in memory and in skin. She has the means to create pleasure, so that both of you can win. When you are calm and cleansed and steady, when your mind is thinking clear, you may feel embarrassed and guilty, but really there's nothing you should fear. For both of you are travelers on the same road that leads to God knows where. It's only fate that separates you. You'll be the same when you get there. Only fate that separates you. You'll be the same when you get there. So keep your secrets in a good place. Yeah, keep them with you as you go. As you go.
To the top of the mountain to see the wise man there, and I asked him why this world we live in is filled with sorrow and care. And he looked me over and up and down, then he shook his head real slow. He said, son, you've come to the wrong man. That's one thing I sure don't know. Well, I stayed up there on the mountain a while to see what I could see. And I looked out over this whole wide world in its awesome majesty. But then my gaze fell down to the city and the fires and the smoke below. And I shook my head and asked myself, now where did our garden go?